Hearable?
Yeah, slightly very deep. Yeah, maybe a little more.
Okay. Okay now?
Okay. Okay. Yep.
Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Jai Giri Vrajadhari Jai Giri Vrajadhari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Yashodanam Ranam Brajajanam Yashodanam Brajajanam Yamuna Tirumachari Yamuna Tirumachari Jai Kunja Bihari Jai Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Jai Radha Giridhari Radha Giridhari Sri Radhe Jai Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Sri Radhe Jai
जय जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की जय जय लड्डू गोपाल की जय जय गौर निताई की जय जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय जगदेव की जय समवेत भक्तवृंद की जय गौतमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. Good morning to all of you, and I am welcoming to all of you. Today we are only 3 people, right? But Radha Giridhari is here, Radha Madhav is here, and Radha Samsundar is here. Panchatattva is here, so we can glorify to Lord, to please Him and purify my heart. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I'll start with that invocation. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. Srinatang Shakatha Krishna Punna Shravana Kirtanaha Hridayantostho hi abhadrani vidhunati srihit satam Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu nittam bhagavata sevaya Bhagavati ruttama shloke bhakti bhavati nashtaki Mukham karoti vachalam pangam langhayate girim yat kripatamaham vande paramananda madhavam. Hare Krishna. I can share the screen for today's verse. Is it visible, Prabhu?
Yeah, Mataji. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. I am reading the verse, then you can go ahead. Ogni rajagavam chapam suryo rasmi maya nishun bhuya paduke jogo mayaya dhuya puspa bolim anvaham. Sorry, Prabhu, that 17, sloka 17 and 18.
Yeah, Mataji. Correct. Yeah.
Slok 17 and for Canto 4, Chapter 15. Dasha Chandram Ashim Rudra Shata Chandram Tathambika Sama Amrita Mayan Asams Tashta Rupasrayam Ratham Dasha Chandram Ashim Rudra Shata Chandram Tathambika Samo Amritam Mayan Ashams Tvashta Rupasrayam Ratham. I am reading once more time. Dasha Chandram Ashim Rudra Shato Chandram Tathambika Samamrita Mayan Asams Tvashta Rupasrayam Ratham. Anyone would like to try?
Yeah, I try, Mataji.
Thank you.
Asa Chandram Asim Rudra Sada Chandram Tadampika Soma Amrat Mayan Asvams Vasta Rupasrayam Ratam.
Thank you, Prabhu. Very nice. Anyone would like to try?
I'll try, Mataji. Dasa Chandram Asim Rudra Sata Chandram Tatambika Samomrityam Mayan Asvams Tastarupa Shayam Ratam.
Anyone? Anyone would like to try? We can go to the next verse. Ogni rajagavam chapam suryo rasmi maya nishun bhuva paduke jogo mayayo dhau puspa bolim anvayam agni rajagavam chapam suryo rasmi maya nishun bhuya paduke jogo mayo Dhau puspa bolim anvayam. Would like to try, anyone?
Krishna Mataji, I'll try. Agni Raja Gavam Chapam Suryo Rasmi Mayanishum Bhupaduke Yoga Maya Yom Tya Pushpa Valim Anvaham.
Thank you, Prabhu. Now we can go to the synonyms. Anyone would like to read the synonyms for the 17?
I'll try, Mataji.
Sure.
Dasha Chandram, decorated with 10 moons. Asim, sword. Rudra, Lord Shiva. Shata Chandram, decorated with 100 moons. Tata, in that manner. Ambika, the goddess Durga. Soma, the moon demigod. Amrita Mayan, made of nectar. Ashwan, horses. Tvashta, the demigod Vishwakarma. Rupa Ashrayam, very beautiful. Ratham, a chariot. Thank you, Mataji.
Can you go to translation, Prabhu? Thank you.
Okay. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Lord Shiva presented him with a sword within a sheath marked with 10 moons, and his wife, the goddess Durga, presented him with a shield marked with 100 moons. The moon demigod presented him with horses made of nectar, and the demigod Vishwakarma presented him with a very beautiful chariot.
Thank you, Prabhu. The next one, synonyms. I would like to read anyone, please.
Yeah, I'll try, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Agni, the demigod of fire. Ajag Gavam, made of the horns of goats and cows. Chapam, a bow. Surya, the sun god. Rasmi Mayan, brilliant as sunshine. Ishun, arrows. Buha, Bhumi, the predominating goddess of the earth. Paduke, two sleepers. Yogam Mayav, full of mystic power. Devu, the demigods in outer space. Puspa, of flowers. Avalim, presentation. Anuaham, day after day.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
The demigod of fire, Agni, presented him with a bow made of the horns of goats and cows. The sun god presented him with arrows as brilliant as sunshine. The predominating deity of Purloka presented him with slippers full of mystic power. The demigods from outer space brought him presentations of flowers again and again. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The verse describes that the king's slippers were invested with mystic powers, Paduka Jugumayayog. Thus, as soon as the king placed his feet in the slippers, they would immediately carry him wherever he desired. Mystic yogis can transfer themselves from one place to another whenever they desire. A similar power was invested in the slippers of King Prithu. Hare Krishna. It's a very nice verse. And slok number 17, there is no purport, and 18 is having purport. So I will discuss with that purport. Before discussing, I would like to take blessings from all of you. And I will take the blessings from our Guru Parampara. Om Agyanang Timirang Dhasya Vananjana Shalakaya Juksur Unmilitang Jena Tashmahe Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manohishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Shayam Rupam Kadamayam Dadati Shapadantikam Vandehang Sri Gurung Sri Tapadakamalang Sri Gurung Vaishnavangso Sri Rupam Shagrajatang Shahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvadhaitam Shabadhutam Parijana Shahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhan Vitangscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Shute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Charu Swamini Iti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Pasato Desha Tarini Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebho Vaishnavebho Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna to all of you. I am begging mercy to clean my hearts, and whatever I can tell as per the verse, it should be relevant to the verse. Thank you. Just I am doing recap. This is the chapter from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, and chapter 15, and slok number 17 and 18, that King Prithu's appearance and coronation. And we have seen that great sage Maitri continued to Vidura, that how male and female couple came out through churning the Vena's hand, and they are plenary portions of Lord Vishnu and goddess of fortune, and their name is Prithu and Archie. Prithu is the Saktavish avatar, and Archie is the partial expansions of goddess of fortune. King Prithu, he will be the first among the kings, and his reputation, fame will expand throughout the world. Queen Archie is the constant companion of King Prithu. And we found that description of praises of Prithu and his coronation, we found in text 7 to 11. The previous the devotees described so nicely. King Prithu is glorified by Brahmans, Gandharvas, inhabitants of Siddhaloka, and beautiful women in the heavenly planets. And text 12 to 19 describes King Prithu received various presentations from all rivers, seas and hills, mountains, animals and birds, heavenly planets, earthly planets, and all other living entities and demigods. And today we will discuss about 17 and 18, then that presented by Shiv and Parvati and all this. Before that, just I am touching upon that demigods Kuber gave the presentation golden throne, Varuna umbrella, and that constantly spread fine particles of water from the umbrella. This is mystic umbrella, and like brilliant as the moon. Vayu gave to Chamaraj, and Dharma gave flower garland to expand his fame. Indra presented a valuable helmet, and Jamraj presented scepter to rule the world because he is the king. Lord Brahma presented a protective garment made of spiritual knowledge, and Saraswati presented transcendental necklace. It's all mystical things that we cannot see in this material world, and we cannot imagine as well. And also we find that we need to offer best thing to Lord, which is best in our life. This is our lesson. Like whatever we do, whatever we are having the best quality, like singing, like dancing, like cooking, whatever we have best, we need to offer to Lord. And we are also seeing very mystical thing happening from dead body of Supreme Personality Godhead is appearing. Isn't it mystical? We cannot imagine, but Srimad Bhagavatam giving all knowledge to us. That's why we believe, and we taking is true. In this material world, living entity giving birth, living entity, but in spiritual world, from dead body giving birth of spring. So Prithu Maharaj had appeared from hands of the churning of Bena. That after that, when he came after that, the goddess of fortune Archie came, and after his appear, that Sages told Prithu Maharaj is incarnation of God. Rishi Narad certified, who is plenary portion of Lord Vishnu, that is very nicely recognized by sages and Narada. I was listening that Kadamakanan Prabhu's class, how he was describing nicely the symbols of the footprint and that palm sign. So they examine, they will not tell that the Prithu Maharaj is the incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Seeing that all symptoms, they declare the Brahma Narad that King Prithu is the Saptavish avatar and he is incarnation of Lord. So having understood that Supreme Personality Godhead is appeared means definitely it's Paritranaya cha sadhunam vinasaya cha duskritam. So whatever its bad things happen, that Vena's time, that King Prithu came to eradicate with all these things, bad things. Also, we will hear about the Prithu Maharaj story and description how he ruled the kingdoms with next 4-5 chapters. And it's Prithu Maharaj story and his description is very famous in Srimad Bhagavatam. That's we are seeing that when he appeared, it's like, you know, people all are celebrating. We also celebrate, right? For in appearance day of Janmashtami, Gaur Purnima, we feel so happy. We do kirtan, we do dance, our kids dances, and we make so many varieties of foods and so much decorations because of Lord's appearance. Same way, when Prithu Maharaj arrived, all demigods, animals, birds are coming and offering various sacred things to King Prithu. That takes 17 and 18, and that's telling Lord Shiva presented him a sword with sash marked with 10 moons, and Goddess Durga presented him with shield marked with 100 moons. Can you imagine? It's when I was reading, I was thinking, my goodness, how it's happened. It's beyond our imagination. The moon demigod presented him with horses made of nectar, and Vishwakarma offered him beautiful chariot. These offerings are very mystical. The demigod of fire, Agni, presented him with a bow made of horns of goats and cows. The sun god presented arrows as brilliant as sunshine. And deity of Bhurlok presented him with slippers. This is very important, full of mystic power. Paduke Jogomaya. Oh, that we'll be discussing today. Means details. This is a special types of slippers, full of mystic power. Other demigods offers him flower, and that is the transcendental flowers are means falling up the heaven. Sometimes we show the video presentations, isn't it? That flowers are coming in the heaven. That we can see so many times, like when Ramchandra garland to Sita, demigods are showering the flowers. When Bhishma took the great vow that I will not marry and I will protect the kingdom, protect the Hastinapur, that time also that flowers are showering by demigods. When demigods saying something special is happening, they shower the flowers. Here Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, this slippers is very special kind. Actually, when we compare with the material world, it's very incompatibility. We can see from the Srimad Bhagavatam. And this is Srimad Bhagavatam presents, it's our beyond our comprehensions, human comprehension. I can give you some examples. Like Daksha Prajapati. So he begot the 10,000 sons. He decides how many male child he will get and how many female child will get. And also, he can decide how many gender and how many numbers. In material world, it's very difficult to get twins or 4 children at a time from one mother. It's really impossible in this material world. But Srimad Bhagavatam presents all these possibility, this mystical power beyond human comprehensions. It's really very difficult for that common people, for the normal people. Sometimes when we go to the deep reading and think about self, myself also, I'm thinking, how is it possible? It's beyond our mind, beyond our thinking. Even Mahabharat, we have seen so many examples. Sometimes we think it's poetic explanation or imagination, but not. It is true. That we see Arjun. Arjun had a special bow called Gandiba. That is when he got this benediction by Varun Dev. Insistence of Agni. It's very special. Supplementary benedictions along with Gandiba, what he got. He keeps his arrow on his back like a one pouch in his back, like basket type. Maybe it can hold only 20 and 30 arrows. It's small, like this much arrows. But we found the Bhagavatam says that Arjun shoots millions arrows, and from that bag, and he is shooting arrows again and again, and it's filling again and again. Those arrows never exhausted, again and again coming in the pouch of arrow bag, this bag. So these type of benedictions of arrows are refills automatically. He never to think, he did not ask, oh, I have finished my arrows, please can you give me? No, it's automatically filling. These are the mystic power is always there that time, but not in this Kali Yuga or in this material world. Actually, in this material world, things are very gross, no perfection at all. I can give the one example that if anyone try to kill the people, so he throw the bomb, or then we found that so he cannot, he's having target to kill the one people, but he cannot kill only one people. So he can kill 3, 4, 5 people, or sometimes more than that. And that's we get the example of the bomb, how bomb destroyed the whole area, destroyed the city. So also we found from the history that maybe you know that Khudiram Bose was a freedom fighter who was one of the youngest revolutionaries of the Indian independence movement. Khudiram and Prafulla Chaki were sent to Muzaffarpur, Bihar, to assassinate the Kingsford, the Calcutta presidency magistrate. So, and later that there was a magistrate of that Muzaffarpur was also there, but means he's supposed to go in that cart, but he was sentenced to death for bombing, which resulted in the deaths of 3 unrelated innocents. Means there was no President Kingsford and the other one. And that cart was having Mrs. Kennedy and her daughter and a servant. So see, means his target was that to kill the Kingsford, but by mistake, he has killed the 3 innocent persons. But Puranas is having special benedictions. Just you took a name and shoot the arrow, and that arrow will kill that person only. So we can example take the Ashwathama. So he tried to kill grandson of the Arjuna, Parikshit Maharaj, who is inside the womb of Uttara, not affecting mother, with specific mantra. He threw the weapon with the name of person. Means you take the name and you do the mantra without any affecting the mother. The person can kill that he wants to kill. So this is the special capability. This is the special benediction. So this is a very means beyond our imagination. Can a person kill the baby without affecting his mother? That Uttara doesn't have any danger. And his target was to kill only Parikshit. We found also Dasharath. So his name is Dasarath. Why? Because he can drive the 10 chariots. Thus Rath. That's why his name is Dasarath. And he's having capability to drive 10 directions. And he had a special chariot. So he doesn't want to do like after one chariot, then he will come down, then he will get up. Not like this. He's having mystic power, so he can go drive up and down, go anywhere. Also, no need to put the fuel or not any mechanical arrangement used to drive. Wherever, means if he thinks he will drive this way, this way, means 10 directions and up and down he used to drive. So these are mystical things. Such mystic things are happened that time. Even also in Srimad Bhagavatam, so many examples about that. So I have taken some more examples. I will give the examples. And Yudhishthir, when he was in exile, Suryadev gave him, what that gave him? Do you know? Anyone know what Suryadev gave him? Special benediction. Do you remember? I'm just asking to the audience.
Akshay Patra, is it?
Yes, yeah. Thank you. Yes, Prabhu, exactly. Akshay Patram. So it's a special benediction, just like Dhanvantari appeared with special colors that from the churning the ocean. That colors was having also Amrit nectar. By drinking that Amrita, that life of a person elongated 2000 years. Nowadays, modern science trying to do this, that, so many things to elongate the life. But it's really, Prabhupada said, it's a nonsense idea. Without Lord's mercy, it's not possible. But that nectar, that from the Dhanvantari, is having speciality that while living entities having so much problem, disease, wound, deformation, if you just one drop of nectar, if you take, your body will be rejuvenate. It was so special. You will never get old. You will have a youthful body. These are all mystical power. And even Akshay Patra, we know, Akshay Patra's the stories we all know. No matter how much food you take out, like Arjuna's Gandiva, no matter how much you take out the means Gandiva, it will fill automatically. Same way, no matter how much food take out, food will never end. Who was happy most? Bhim, because he's very fond of eating, and he used to eat 100 people's food. And so we know from that Mahabharata, when they were begging and when whatever they brought, they used to have 50-50. Means half portion is to give to Bhima alone and he is to take alone, and other half is to take 4 brothers and with Mata Kunti and Queen Draupadi. And these are all mystical powers. Apart from these mystical powers, we can find from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, chapter 15 and Sloka 4-5, they have told about that. Ashtasiddhis, and also there are 18 types of siddhis. The 8 are primary and that 10 are secondary. I'll discuss about this, the primary one. I can share that this sloka about that, this Canto 11. It's so nice. Anyone would like to read the translation about that all of the 8 mystics powers? Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. Among the 8 primary mystic perfections, the 3 by which one transforms one's own body are Anima, becoming smaller than the smallest, Mahima, becoming greater than the greatest, and Laghima, becoming lighter than the lightest. Through the perfection of Prapti, one acquires whatever one desires. And through Prakamya Siddhi, one experiences any enjoyable object, either in this world or the next. Through Ishita Siddhi, one can manipulate the sub-potencies of Maya, and through the controlling potency called Vashita Siddhi, one is unimpeded by the 3 modes of nature. One who has acquired Kama Vashayita Siddhi can obtain anything from anywhere to the highest possible limit. My dear gentle Uddhava, these 8 mystic perfections are considered to be naturally existing and unexcelled within this world. Thank you, Mataji.
So nice. Thank you. So there are 8 siddhis, main primary 8 siddhis that Mataji read about it and from the translation. So Anima Siddhi, it's this type of siddhi, one can become so small. So one can enter a stone or pass through any obstacle, smaller than smallest. So means if it is a 9 or 10 feet, someone, so he can become a 1 millimeter. So even you can go inside in small space. So this type of siddhi is unbelievable, but in this time, someone got like Hanuman, he has got. And also Mohima Siddhi, one becomes so great, then one covers everything. He can lift the mountain, Hanumanji has done. And Laghima means one becomes so light that one can ride on the sun's rays in the sun planets, he can float. Prakti Siddhi, you can acquire anything from anywhere. And Prakyama Siddhi, one can experience of tangible object. And so long like this, all 8 siddhis. But these 8 mystic potencies actually originally exist in the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. Because in the Krishna is the Aham Sarvasva Prabhu. He is sources of everything. In the superlative degree, means Lord possesses. Lord Krishna becomes so small that he enters within the atomic particles and he becomes so large that is Mahavishnu. He breathes out millions of universe. It is in the purport. And also Lord can become so light or subtle that even great mystic yogis cannot perceive him. And that Lord's executive power is perfect because he keeps the total existence eternally within his body. And the Lord certainly can enjoy whatever he likes. And he can control all energies, dominate all other persons, and exhibit complete omnipotency. Therefore, it is to be understood that these 8 mystic perfections are insignificant expansions of the mystic potency of the Lord. It's also, we know from the Bhagavad Gita, he is the Yogeshwar, the Supreme Lord of all mystic potencies. And these 8 perfections are not actually artificial, it's a natural. And this is all originally exist in the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. So that we can, I have taken some comments from that Back to Godhead magazine, that still in India, those who are the spiritually advanced by yogic mystic power, they can move anywhere, the like that Anima Laghima Siddhi. Means it has been told, it has been written there, the yogis in India still, means in this Kali Yuga, who early in the morning take bath in 4 dhamas, Haridwar, Jagannath Puri, Rameshwar and Dwarka. They will sit down in one place and by yogic process, within few minutes will get up and dip in here in this water. It's, yeah, it's still there. I am giving you one experience when I was in Vrindavan. And 2 o'clock, that Babaji, they were only coping and they will ring the bell in the 2 o'clock. So means we are feeling so cold. We are in the blanket and heater, but he is wearing only one coping and he is walking with the bell. This is, yes, in this yoga is also possible. They can control their senses in this way. And the inhabitants of higher planets are actually impaired with all 8-fold achievements of mystic perfection. They do not have to learn or practice the mystic process of yoga perfection and achieve the power of becoming small like a particle, like Anima Siddhi, or lighter than a soft of feather. We found that Hanuman, he is having all siddhis. When he jumped to Lanka from Rameshwar, it may be 1,000 yojanas, almost 800 miles and 1,240 kilometers. No competition that time that you will jump and I'll give you the prize. But he has done for Lord Ramachandra. So then when he jumped, he became like he used the process Anima. Then he landed, then he became heavier. And Prakyama Siddhi, we found one that Muni, and who can experience any enjoyable object, that Kardama Muni. He is a great devotee, and apart from his devotion, after his completing meditation, his wife has a desire. Wife has told she wants to roam around, so he made a air mansion to fly anywhere. Such mystic power they have. Then we can understand how their life standard is that time. Anything you want, you will get it. Sorry. Also, we found that Ravana, he had a Biman. So actually, he has forcefully taken from that Kubera. That Biman's name is Puspak Biman. That is having special capability. If you sit on the seat of a driver, you can take off, land wherever. Sorry. You want that that average capability of that Biman is having means as many people as you want. Sorry, I am taking a person to drink some water. Thank you, sorry. So just I was telling about the Ravana had a special Biman. That Biman is having that capability. If you are coming and sit, there is no seat anymore. So suddenly one seat appear. So that Biman is having some mystic power. When Ramchandra was going to the Banabas, then Bharat Maharaj came and he was requesting Ramchandra that you can come before your Banabas, at least 2-3 days ago you can come. But Ramchandra told, no, means he will not come 1 day before. Sorry. So Bharat Maharaj told, so you promised me that you cannot come 1 day late as well. Come back same day. So after killing the Ramchandra, same day, it's far away from Ajodhya to Lanka. So Ramchandra, what he did, he took the Pushpak Biman and with all monkeys, he came to the Ajodhya same day with the Pushpak Biman. So this means he doesn't have any problem. No need to put the fuel, no need to put any mechanical arrangement. So he just flew away from there to here in the same day. So these are all mystical things we can find. Also, you have read about that Usha and Aniruddha's story. The Usha is the Duryodhana's son, and Aniruddha is the Lord Krishna's son. So Usha wants to meet with him, and her friend name is Chitralekha. So she is having some mystic powers. She used to carry him in the night, and he used to bring every day Aniruddha in the palace of Usha, and in that way they used to meet. So in this material world, we are trying so many things to be happy, and but it's not possible. We are seeing with the great difficulty we made the plane, but it's not like the mystic power. Sometimes plane is crashing and some is going to the water we cannot find. Nobody can dictate where the plane gone. That that mystic power is perfect, which comes from actually Yogeshwar, Lord Krishna. That's why. So that Prithu Maharaj received all these type of mystical gifts. So we'll see how he has made his kingdom next 3-4 chapters. And in Canto 11, that Krishna is telling to Uddhava about all these mystic powers, how you can get. And so nicely he describes to Uddhava. But in the end, Lord Krishna told to Uddhava, bhakti is the main. If one does pure bhakti, he can achieve all this mystic power. He doesn't have to the waste of time. He doesn't need to that spend the time. So also we found that some journalists used to tell about that to Srila Prabhupada, that Prabhupada, you never take the drugs, never do the bad things, never eat the meat, never you eat the meat. So how you have explaining these are all bad things? But Srila Prabhupada told that yogis, the mystic, those who are the mystic powers, who are the pure devotee, they got the knowledge because it's coming from the parampara. And he has given one example that have you ever eat the stool? He was giving them. Then the journalists, they are telling what Prabhupada is telling. But we never eat right. You never eat right. But how we got the knowledge? This is a bad. But it's coming from the knowledge. So yogi knows without taste they can feel. So also one famous story. It's in the Prayag that that Srila Prabhupada is crossing the river with his disciples, and one sadhu also crossing the river with his disciples. And then sadhu is very envious with Srila Prabhupada, saying that Srila Prabhupada is dust, and now he has gone to America and he has come back with so many disciples. And Srila Prabhupada is having more disciples than him, and he is doing a mystic yoga practice for 10 and 15 years. So he was thinking, I will do something that Srila Prabhupada's disciple will attract to me. So I need to do something. So what he did, so he walking to cross the river, and he crossed the river by walking. So his disciples are telling to the Srila Prabhupada's disciples, see how our Guruji, your Guruji can your master do? Then they are also a little bit means influenced by that his walking capacity. Then they are also asking after when they cross over the river, that Prabhupada, so that man, he crossed the river, so how is it possible? So they are asking, can your master do? Prabhupada asking them, so can you ask him how long he has taken, how he has did this practice to cross over the river? Then they asked to their guru, the sadhu. The sadhu told he has done 15 years. Then Srila Prabhupada is telling, so for 5 minutes boat crossing and for 2 rupees, and he spent the 15 years. So is it that correct way to do? For 2 rupees and for 5 minutes, and he has done 15, he wasted his 15 years time. Then Srila Prabhupada is Prabhupada's disciple is thinking that our spiritual master is more knowledgeable than that sadhu. And also I found from that transcendental diary from Harishwari Prabhu, and he has written also, and there I found that Ma Yogini came to Kolkata, and its description is nicely written, how he came with the dress and her hair, so nicely descriptions of Ma Yogini. And she came to come and meet with the Srila Prabhupada and asking to join that the Ma Yogini came for that world peace speech. So she was asking to Srila Prabhupada to join there. But Srila Prabhupada is telling that I will not come. And Prabhupada is giving the example of the toilet. Whatever you put in the, you spray in the toilet, that fragrance cannot remove the bad smell permanently. Maybe it will remove the smell for a minute. So without Krishna, if you not making Krishna in your life, it's not possible. Yeah, so this is, I don't want to come, this is waste of time. But without Krishna, it's that it's not possible. Not world peace will be coming. Will not happen anything. Because Krishna is Bhaktaram that we found from the 529. Bhaktaram Jagnatapasham Sarva Loka Mahesharam Sruhidam Sarva Bhutanam Natmamam Santim Ruchati. Also Srila Prabhupada told about that. That ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifice and austerities is Supreme Lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and all wisher of all living entities. Means who will the full a person in full consciousness of me. So if someone knows the Krishna, and if we keep the center in Krishna, that is possible. Otherwise, without Krishna, it is not possible. Also, from that from Godhead magazine, I found that so many mystic yogi in India, they used to show something, so mystical power, and they used to tell, I am God. Sometimes they produce the gold, and they show the gold and told, I am the God. And also people are behind the sadhus, that pseudo sadhus. But Krishna is not that kind of God. Krishna doesn't become God. He is God always. Others, they try to become God by mystic power, but Krishna is not like that. Those who are trying to do like this, that is Prabhupada told, it's Maya, and nobody can become a God. Because the Lord is the supreme mystic power, and we found from the Srimad Bhagavatam how he is inconceivable mystic power. Just a child, a 7 years old child, he lifted the hell. This is inconceivable mystic power. Ramchandra, he constructed a bridge of stone without pillars. That stone began to float. That is an inconceivable power. And also we found when that Krishna was with his friends, there was forest fire. All the friends are, and cowherd boys, telling what happened. They became disturbed. They begin to look towards Krishna to help us. So what Krishna does, he simply swallowed up the whole fire. And so that's why Srila Prabhupada, his purport is written that 1878, that Krishna is the Yogeshwar. So wherever is the master of all mystic powers, victory, fortune, and all other opulences are present. And devotional service is very, very, very powerful. And it is not by his own mystic power devotee achieves, but the grace of the master of mystic power achieve. The devotee achieves pure devotee. Because Sri Krishna tell in Bhagavad Gita, that chapter 10 and 8, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavu. I am the source of all spiritual and material things. Everything emanates from me. So God cannot be understood without accepting the existence of mystic power. But if you understand God scientifically, then you will understand everything. Life comes from life. And that we see how devotees regard mystic powers. So Krishna conscious man, one who has lost all inclinations for material sense gratification, although the desire are present, because he remains satisfied in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, he can remain steady like the ocean and therefore enjoy full peace. Others, however, who want to fulfill desires even up to the limit of liberation, what to speak of material success, never attain peace. They always in anxiety. That's why that in the magazine it has been told, the creative workers, the salvanacists, and also the yogis who are after mystic powers are all unhappy because of unfulfilled desires. but the person of Krishna consciousness is happy in the service of the Lord, and he has no desires to be fulfilled. In fact, he does not even desire liberation from the so-called material bondage. The devotees of Krishna have no material desires, and therefore they are in perfect of peace. So Vaishnavas do not care for all these yogic powers. They depend on Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Krishna is Jageshwara. So that 1878, just I am sharing that page. Okay. That it has been written. 1878, Jatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Jatra Partha Dhanurdhara, Tatra Shir Vijayabhuti Dhruva Nituj Motir Mamaha. Wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will also certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. That is my opinion, that Krishna says. Also, Narada is explained that who will do the chanting, that by perfect the chanting process of the sound representation of the Lord, we will get all personal experience, all yoga experience. So the devotees of the Lord can see everything clearly with the devotional service to Lord. So that's why that Radhanath Swami Maharaj told that that my guru. So many people asked him, what you have done, what is your miracles? The Radhanath Swami told, and he humbly pointing to his students and said, my miracle is I have transformed hippies into happies. So also following his guru's footsteps, means Srila Prabhupada's instruction, Radhanath Swami Maharaj also teaches the simple process of chanting God's holy names and experiencing the presence of Lord in the heart through sincere, heartfelt prayers. He quotes his guru, spirituality is simple for the simple and complicated for the complicated. Also, he nicely compares possessing supernatural powers and yet using them for material gain to a vulture's business. A vulture may fly very high in the sky, but his eyes are cast on food on earth, on seeing prey. It's so nice. Also, that's Srila Prabhupada, also Krishna says, Joginam opi sarvesham mad gatentar atmana shraddhavan bhajate jomam some yukto tamamata. Means those will bhajate mam, shraddhavan bhajate mam. Some yukto tamamata. They are the perfect yogi. They are the means Yogeshwar. Joginam opi sarvesham. All of yogis, he is the best yogi who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me. He is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. So Krishna says. So, I found, and we found, that the devotees of the Lord, they don't waste the time of the all mystic yogas, and they achieve the all qualities. So I am finishing this, my speak here. Anyone is having any questions, just share with me. And if I say any wrong, just correct me. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Any comment, any comments and correction, please share.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for the very nice session. So today we had an opportunity to listen, even though we are not in Auckland, so we had an opportunity to listen to you. So kind of you to share the realizations and the nice other examples of from Srila Prabhupada's life itself as to the mystic, real mystic powers, rather than just the Ashtasiddhis, the transcendental mystic powers of the pure devotees of the Lord. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Are you traveling, Prabhu?
Yeah, you're traveling, but today, fortunately, we had a chance to listen to your wonderful lecture. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Great, yeah. So if you have no comments or no questions, we can end up these sessions. Is it okay? So, Mancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.